and welcome to Talk FCB, and welcome here to Champions League football, and welcome to the final group stage match of the 2018-19 Champions League campaign right here in Group B, in which group winners Barcelona take on Tottenham at the Camp Nou, who right now need a win. Tottenham are coming here desperate to beat us in our home stadium, and we are going to be plotting a bit of rotation. This could be a really interesting matchup. We are going to be taking a closer look at everything you need to know. It's coming right up. And today's video, guys, will be coming to you courtesy of the OneFootball app, which you can find in the description down below. And the majority of you on the OneFootball app, over 100,000 people have been voting. Great for stats, great for the Champions League. 80% of those users believe that Barcelona tomorrow, regardless of that rotation, we are going to win at the Camp Nou in our final group match. Kickoff will be coming to us at 9 PM local time at the Camp Nou. 9 PM kickoff tomorrow night in Spain. And you have been predicting, as always, what you think is going to happen in tomorrow's game. And even despite some rotation, you guys are definitely confident. Over half of you are opting for a win by 2 goals tomorrow night at home. And elsewhere in Group B, Inter will take on PSV in a decisive clash at the San Siro. That is a massive game for Inter if they want to get to the next round. And it's decisive because, as you can see here, Tottenham and Inter, they are so finally separated. They're on exactly the same points. They've beaten each other once as well. 1 win for Inter, 1 win for Tottenham. And Tottenham right now are only just about leading because of the head-to-head ruling and the fact that they scored 1 goal away at Inter when they lost at the San Siro. That's the only reason why they're currently in second place, which basically means Tottenham tomorrow have to match Inter's result to progress to the knockout stages, meaning that if Inter beat PSV at home, Tottenham need to beat us at the Camp Nou tomorrow night, and that makes this very interesting indeed. And I don't know about you guys, but already group winners or not, even if this game technically doesn't have any weight on it for us, I still don't want to lose at home in the Champions League. I don't want to lose at the Camp Nou, and I don't want to lose to any team in these kind of circumstances. No matter what happens, we go out there to win, we go out there to play well, perform in front of our fans, and it's going to be no different tomorrow. And with that said, let's now take a look back at a reverse fixture of this one, which took place back in October during game week 2 of the Champions League, and we really did put on quite a sensational display at Wembley Stadium, winning by 4 goals to 2 on the night. Lionel Messi was brilliant once again on English soil. I always love it when Messi really shows up, performs against English teams, and he does so often. 2 of the goals he got on the night with Coutinho and an Ivan Rakitic stunning volley getting the other 2 goals, and it was a match which really did mark the arrival of Arthur Melo at Wembley. He started, Valverde put him in the team, and he was brilliant in that midfield, which really saw him become a real fixture in that midfield, somebody who played week in, week out from that game. And it all started with Tottenham. It was a great display, and one that tomorrow we'll be hoping to replicate. Since that game, though, it's fair to say that Tottenham have put together some very solid form domestically. Obviously, a week or so ago, they lost the North London derby to Arsenal, which wasn't good for them, but they bounced back at the weekend. They won against Leicester, which has kept them 3rd in the Premier League standings, and they've started the season very well indeed. They're not title contenders, I don't think, but it does look as though they're moving towards that top 4 at quite a solid pace, and they are going to finish in the Champions League places, and they are certainly coming into this game with a lot of confidence. But we are, of course, very confident too. We're top of the league, we're top of La Liga, where we belong, and also fresh from a complete demolition of our city rivals on Saturday in Espanyol. Lionel Messi, of course, absolutely brilliant again, lighting up the entire city of Barcelona with that performance against Espanyol and those 2 phenomenal free kicks on the night, and especially all the nonsense that's been said about Lionel Messi over the past few weeks. It is great to see him firing on all cylinders. But of course, given that we've sealed our group status, given that we are going to finish top of the group no matter what happens really against Tottenham, all eyes to be on Ernesto Valverde to see what he's going to do. What is he going to do in this game? Is he going to rotate? And if he does rotate, how heavily and how far is he going to go with that? And I was actually very curious to how much you guys wanted to see us rotate, and how many changes should Valverde make. And as always, you've been getting involved in your numbers. Thank you as always for giving me your thoughts, and over half of you right now have opted for just a few changes. Nothing too incredible, nothing too stressful. There's not a massive overhaul that's needed, but just just a few very carefully selected players rotated in areas that really need it in our starting lineup, which I think is a very interesting insight into what you guys want to see in this game. And with rotation on our mind, guys, we now move on to the official squad list from Ernesto Valverde, which I have to say doesn't really contain all of the names that I was expecting. I'm just going to run through them, then we're going to talk about it. Ter Stegen, Semedo, Piqué, Rakitic, Busquets, Denis, Coutinho, Arthur returns to the squad, Luis Suárez, Messi, Dembele, Cillessen, Longley, Alba, Munir, Vidal, Vermaelen, Alenya, and Juan Miranda gets the call. But I have to say, that looks extremely similar to anything we'd see for any regular league game, for any regular Champions League game. There's not really an air to this squad that says to me, we've got nothing to lose. I was expecting to see more Barcelona B players included, even if they're only in the squad, only on the bench, only got a few minutes. It's nice to just give them those few minutes, and I'm not really sure why the likes of Puig, Oriol, Busquets, why they're not even in the squad for a game like this, where there's nothing at all to lose. You're at home, in the Champions League, a chance to give these young players some minutes, and right now, we're not seeing that at all. I can remember during the Pep Guardiola era, Pep Guardiola would qualify in the Champions League, we'd be through into the final game at the Camp Nou, and many a time we'd see Pep line up with so many youth players, so many B players, so many fringe players in the final game, and it didn't even matter if we lost, because what we did was we bled some young players. And in this game, I think we need to be competitive against Tottenham. Like I say, I want to win this game, but at the same time, you can still be competitive, you can still play those young players and mix them with experience to give them all the opportunity to play, and right now, they're not in the squad from Valverde. And so with that in mind, guys, I've got two different options for you right now with regard to what our starting lineup should be. Obviously, you'll have your own opinions, but what about this for number one? I think Jasper Cillessen in goal has to start in this game. He deserves any game time that he can be given when Ter Stegen is not number one. And of course, Vermaelen has got to come into centre-back. He's our only fit first-team centre-back, and he's going to come in, I think, at the expense of Gerard Piqué, who really does need a rest. And I'd like to see how Clement Longley reacts to the right of that defence. Semedo is our only fit right-back right now. He's playing so many games, and we really are crossing our fingers that he doesn't get injured. The same goes for Jordi Alba. Will he put a bit of faith in Miranda? Miranda is in my second lineup, but Valverde might go strong, and he might go with Jordi Alba there. I think we're very likely to see Ivan Rakitic start this game. We know that he likes to play. We know that he might have an agreement with Valverde. If he does, expect him to start this game. I'd love to see Arthur return, and I would love to see him return alongside Carlos Alenya in that midfield. Arthur, Alenya, it looks so exciting. It looks so good. That would be great if Ernesto Valverde could do that in midfield, with Coutinho, needs a start, needs some minutes, hasn't played a great deal lately, alongside perhaps Messi and Dembele. I would play Messi, or I would think about playing Messi, simply because he has already missed 2 Champions League games through injury. I would imagine that he's not happy about that. He'll want to play as much Champions League football as he possibly can. And Ousmane Dembele has been playing very well recently, and whether Valverde wants to either punish him for these late rumours that we're hearing about, if he wanted to punish him, he'd actually play him now and leave him out at the weekend. So that's certainly something to bear in mind. But also, this is lineup 2. Cillessen, I'd bring in Miranda at left back for Jordi Alba, just to be really careful on that left hand side, protect Jordi Alba from injury, give him a much needed rest and some really important minutes for Juan Miranda. I'd keep the same midfield. Semedo's got to keep starting, but the front 3 I would change around if you don't want to play the likes of Messi and Ousmane Dembele. Coutinho would stay there for me, Munir would start as a striker, and Denis Suárez would just sort of slot in there on the right hand side, swap with Coutinho if he needs to, just play in that front 3 just to get some minutes under his belt. He has played there 1 or 2 times in the past just to get him in the lineup and just to get him some much needed minutes in the first team. But overall, guys, this really is a tough one for Valverde. He's got a lot of first team players there. I've got a feeling he might actually go really strong, and I'd be massively surprised if he did that, especially given we are top, and that is not changing. There's nothing really to lose, so surely here, even though we haven't got any B team players really in the squad, we've still got to see some fringe players get some minutes. Surely. And with a bit of rotation in mind, guys, and of course the burning desire from Tottenham to get something from this game and get themselves into the knockout rounds, I am actually going to go here not with the Barcelona win. I don't often do this. I'm not going to say we're going to lose, but I think it might be a high scoring draw tomorrow. I think we might concede a few goals, but I also think we're going to score a few at the other end as well. I'm going to go with Barcelona 2, Tottenham 2 at the Camp Nou tomorrow night. Please let me know your thoughts and your predictions in the comments down below. I really want to know who should start in this game. Who should start? Who should get the nod? Are you surprised by Valverde's squad selection? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And of course, I will see you tomorrow for the big game itself. But until then, as always, Vesca el Barça.